What is up, guys? It is Turbo here, and welcome to episode 103 of the Chelsea Career. This is currently season 4, and let's get straight underway. There is no better way to start off this episode than, of course, Real Madrid with an email back to us saying that they have accepted the transfer offer that we sent last episode. 10 million plus Saku for Sergio Ramos, which is fantastic to see, and we're going to go right on ahead and offer him 110,000, 3 years contract and 5% clean sheet bonus, as well as a crucial first team player squad role, so as to pick him up as soon as possible. Maybe he can feature in our very next game against Blackpool. I rather doubt it. But we move straight on. Oriol Romeo, who last episode was wanted by Torino. They have accepted the 5 million offer that we counter offered for him even, and the scout report comes in here. I just reject all these players because they're not good enough. They really aren't. Again, we move straight on, and we see here that Sergio Ramos accepts the contract offer, and this is quite possibly the biggest signing I have ever made. Falcao came close, he was also an 88, but to have Sergio Ramos and Falcao signed for Chelsea is just fantastic. I really hope that happens in real life. Really nice to see. It's such a solid centre back, and the reason I sold Saku was because the last episode he came to us and he said that he was going to move on after the end of his contract, and I was just not having that. I was like, nope, you're going to cash on him now, right? So I did it, and there it is, Sergio Ramos. But Branislav Ivanovic here, who recently had a bad game for Chelsea, I think you all know what I'm talking about. He is wanted by Stoke City, and because he's getting old and declining now, he was an 83 at the start of the season, he's now an 81. I decided to sell him on, I transfer offered him, and they accept the 4 million offer. And, Malaga here also want Branislav Ivanovic. I want 4.5 for them because they're rich. But they accept. I think Stoke accepted the 4 million offer, and they should be able to go into transfer talks with Ivanovic pretty soon. But as you see here, unfortunately, Oriol Romeo and Torino, the talks between them have broken down. That means he won't be leaving the club, which I'm not too keen on because I don't really use him that much. Malaga don't want to pay 4.5 million for Ivanovic. Bertrand, again, another fullback that I don't want to use because he doesn't really have that much potential. I'm going to sell him on to Bolton as quickly as possible. They offer 3 million. He's valued at 3.6, but I'm perfectly happy to sell him on because I have a decent left back in the form of David Alaba to cover up for him. And I also have my scouted left back coming through, Alex Paintner, who featured in the Community Shield game against Man City in that first game of the season. But obviously now that I'm getting rid of Ivanovic and what's his name, Bertrand, I need a fullback who can play both right back and left back, and it was a tough choice between this guy Alex Sandro and Mika Richards from Man City, but in the end I'm going to have to go with Alex Sandro because firstly he's a little bit cheaper, and secondly he's a little bit younger, and their stats aren't that much quicker. They're both really quick, strong players. But finally we get onto the gameplay. Here we go, guys. Blackpool at home and Manchester City in the final of the Copa Europa before we play Man City 2 days later in the Premier League match that we have there. But that will be next episode, don't you worry, child. We move straight in. Lukaku is the only change to the lineup. Oh well, Moses and Oscar also start instead of El Shaarawy and Hazard, so that I can keep all my good players fit for the Man City match, of course. But Sergio Ramos, as you see, does get his start. But we start off this game fantastically. Lukaku here picking up the ball, having a shot, well deflected before Moses tries to pick up the pieces, and unfortunately cannot get a shot away. But he is released by Lukaku later on. Craney letting Moses get the wrong side of him, which is never good. And Blackpool are punished in the best way possible. Victor Moses getting his first goal of the season in the 13th minute. Funny because he's the number 13 as well. But a fantastic start to the match from us, and normally when I get a goal before the 15th minute, it means that we're going to pretty much dominate the game, unless we're playing a tough opposition like Man United, Man City, Barcelona, whatever. We're pretty much going to be able to go in and win this game. But Blackpool came close with, I'm not even sure how to say his name there, but he really should have scored, should have punished us for my bad defending especially. But again, this game I'm playing a scouted player, Vardy. I really am trying to make use of the scouting system a lot more. Maybe develop players for a season or two and then sell them on for a little bit of profit, if of course they're not too good to keep at the club, because that's what normally happens, is that the players come to around 55, 56 in the first season, and after that I'm just like, well, they're only going to grow to like 60 in the next season because I can't do any more for them, so I might as well sell them. But yeah, leave down below in the comments what you think I should do with the transfer system. But look who scored. My new signing, David Alaba, manages to get a headed goal in the 35th minute. Am I pronouncing his name right? Can you put that in the comments as well, please? But he gets us a 2-0, 2-goal cushion against Blackpool, and now we're pretty much set. I really want a third goal, you know. It's always nice against lesser teams like Blackpool to have a 3-goal lead, because then in the second half it means I can sit back and control possession, or if I want, I can just strive forwards and go for more goals. But at half-time, I do make some substitutions. I think I bring off Juan Mata to make sure that he has fitness and stamina for the Manchester City Copa Europa final. And I bring on De Bruyne in his place, who is a very, very good replacement. And you see Lukaku here again working his way into the edge of the box, having a shot, well saved by the keeper. But Lukaku is just so strong sometimes. It really does amaze me when he gets out strength off the ball, as it happened by by Company in the Man City match. But I suppose that's expected. Lukaku, man, if you had just landed that back into the path of whoever was running behind you, there, I think it might have been De Bruyne. That would have been a sure goal. But as you can see in the second half, we just carried on going for goals, and more goals. Look who scored. Kevin De Bruyne, recently brought on. He also gets his first goal of the season and goes to belly slide in the corner. So a fantastic goal as well. I think that might be one of my favourite goals so far in the season. Of course, I'm only as far in as you guys are at this point in time. I'm not too far ahead, but this match was pretty much over and done with before the whistle even went. You know, with a 3-goal lead, I could basically do whatever I wanted, and with my players, you know, actually I was really lucky to not concede there. But Lukaku carried on. Lukaku carried on, and he went for the little chip over the keeper in the 76th minute. Luckily for them, it didn't go in. Lukaku really should have been burying that. But we do win 3-0 at full time, which is fantastic to see. Arias picking up the man of the match with an 9.8 rating, and Vardy, one of my scouted players, getting an 8.3, which is nice to know as well. We move straight on. More transfer news. Here we go. Branislav Ivanovic has been sold to Stoke, and Ryan Bertrand has been sold to Bolton. So it's vitally important that we pick up Alex Sandro from Porto as quickly as possible. They don't want 4 million, they want more, and I'm not willing to give them the full amount yet. Not quite yet, so I give them 5 million to see if they will accept that. But if not, I'll be perfectly happy to move up. You know, in career mode, sometimes it's nice to just take it as cheaply as possible when it comes to players. But they still say 6.5 million, so I go, you know what, I'll give you 6, because he's valued at 6. I'll give you 6 for the 81 rated 24-year-old. Man United are shocked by the Rooney transfer request, but Rooney isn't ever going to leave, is he? No one cares about Villa. They do not want a 6 million offer. They want a 6.5. So in the end, I'm just like, all right, they're stubborn. I'm going to go for a 6.5 offer, because Porto are like that, and they come back straight away. They accept it, and Alex Sandro is on the contract list here at Chelsea FC. I offer him 45 grand, 3 years, because 45 grand was the player demands, and of course you'll see them in it, but he does accept. Juventus coming with an offer for Falcao. I am going to counter offer huge amounts just so that if they do happen to want him, I'll be perfectly happy to take that offer. If they don't, then I'll be perfectly happy to keep him at the club. Either way, it's a win-win situation for me. But it's nice to see that Alex Sandro does sign, and he is a strong right back now with Azpilicueta, Arias, Sandro and Alaba. I feel that my defence is pretty much solid, especially with centre-halves like David Luiz, Sergio Ramos, Jeffrey Bruma, and of course John Terry. Still at the club, alright? Still at the club in 2015, John Terry. Yeah, the Copa Europe time. Pretty much a stronger team. The only difference is that Falcao does not start. Lukaku still starts up front. Hazard, Mata and Moses in behind him. Vidal and Mikel back to their positions. And Alex Sandro also gets a start. Bruma and David Luiz too. Falcao and Sergio Ramos were low on fitness. But I decided to sim this match, you know. I felt that I was pretty comfortable winning it. And it actually went my way. Company got red carded in the 36th minute. Juan Mata put us 1-0 up. But it was not to be. And no, Balotelli of all people managed to equalise in the 69th minute. And, well, yeah, I don't know why I sent this match. I guess it wasn't really an important trophy for me. It'd be nice to win it, of course, but it isn't really an important trophy. I want more to focus on the league than anything else. And we do win 4-3 on penalties, as you see there. It went all the way to the 120th minute and penalties. But we move straight on. We get 1.5 million, all good. They pretty much give me the same offer for Falcao, if not the exact same, and I'm going to go ahead and reject that. But it is coming towards the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I know there wasn't too much gameplay this episode, but I felt it was necessary just to make all the transfers and stuff. By the way, El Shaarawy isn't happy with involvement. This could be the end. Of course it's not going to be. I'm just going to play him a lot more. Don't worry, the media is stirring stuff up again. Of course El Shaarawy won't leave. Or will he? Anyway, guys, there's the league table. 1 point behind Spurs. And with a game less, it looks like we're all set to go. That's how we are in real life, actually. Isn't that funny? Yeah, guys, thanks for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And apart from that, I will see you next time. Bye!